So thank you guys for attending. I am also recording this session for your own reference. I'll make this video available on our YouTube channel, but I'll give you guys the link and then you'll be able to access it. So today we're going to do specific HR training. I don't think it's going to be very long because yeah, it's not a huge module. So over and above being the IT sort of like technical support for Triumphant, I also did build this software that she is using inside of her business management, which includes the HR part. So you should have received an invite link email.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So what you need to do is that on that email that you've received, it's there's a link on it. You just click on that link and it will take you to Skhokho where you can create your account. And you just have to specify your password so that you can use your password to log in. And Trifina would have already decided on your access permissions. So when you log in, you'll be able to just see the apps which she has selected for you, which should include the HR app because that's the one you'll be working with the most. So I'm going to just like log in, and in your case, that will only happen after you click on that link and you set in your username and password. So once you've done that, you'll be able to also have a login like this one, and you'll be able to log into the to the platform. So when you log in, it will look like this. You'll see the navigation is at the top there and is also on the left. There's a lot of apps on my side, but you won't see all of these. You're only going to see the HR one, which is the one that has been assigned to you for you to be able to support, you know, the HR efforts of the company. So the HR is divided into 3 different applications. There is the personal one, this one here. This personal app, every member of the organization has it. So all the employees of TriumphantZoe, I don't know how many they are, they all have this personal app, which you will also have. And on your side, I don't think you need to worry too much about the personal app because I'm not sure that you need to be recording your personal information. But you need to know about it because the employees of TriumphantZoe must record their personal information here. So you don't create their HR files from scratch. They actually input their personal information from their side. So it means that, let's say, let's pick one, Daniel, for example. Daniel will have this personal app on his side. So Daniel needs to come here under where it says my HR file. So he needs to come here and then he's going to put in his personal information there, like his ID number, phone number, town, text number, address. He's going to put all of this information on his side because he's the one who knows his personal information. So he's the one who needs to put it. And from the HR side, you can view it, you can't edit it, but we trust that the employees is going to input the correct stuff. And then he also needs to go into the banking side and put in the banking information. And then he's going to go into the HR documents and he needs to upload his CV.
Betha, we can't see anything on your screen, eh? You just see your name.
You can't see my screen?
No.
I can see a screen.
I don't know why.
Okay.
So
maybe let me log out and
you log out again. And log back in because it's probably on your side. Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds to do it.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, okay, I can see now.
You can see now. Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
So what I'm explaining to, sorry, just remind me the name again. Sabelo, sorry, yeah. What I'm explaining to Sabelo is that on your side, you just need to ensure that the employees have completed this information. You'll be able to see it, whether they've done it or not. So they need to come here, upload their CV, their ID copy. This is just so that, this is the information you would keep in an HR file, but now we are putting it digitally. So they must do their qualifications, their employment contract. I think, Trifina, you would have an employment contract with them that you signed when they started. They need to upload it and save it in here. And bank letter, this is just to enable payment, you know, payroll and all of those things. Then the leave allowance is calculated here automatically by the system. Every month we will add the leave days according to the settings of the company. Now, what I need to explain to you is that once the employee has done these updates, the employee does it under their personal side. You as the HR manager, you have this, what is called the HR app. So when you open this, there are like 4 sections of it: the settings, the policies, employee records, and payroll. If you click employee records, the third one, you click employee records, you will be able to see everyone that is under the company's records. So when they put in their information, when you come as an HR under employee records, you will be able to see all of their records, okay? So the first thing that you need to set as an HR manager, you see here, it says add date. The appointment date is set by you, not by them, because obviously when they join the company, you're the one who knows when they were appointed. So normally this will start as a button that says add date. So until you add the date. So you'll come here, and I think maybe Trifina is the one who must do this, because Trifina, you will also have access to the HR app because you know when they started their employment date, okay? So you'll come here, you click add date, it takes you to their detailed file. I think my Wi-Fi is starting to slow down now. It's taking a while to open this page. It's just my internet connection. You know, this Wi-Fi in this place. I don't know if I should restart. Can you guys hear me still? Hello? Yeah, the Wi-Fi is cut out. Okay, let me just restart the Wi-Fi, and I'm also cut out of the meeting. Damn it. This Wi-Fi. What's wrong with it? Hello? Yeah, I know the Wi-Fi cut me. Yeah, the Wi-Fi just cut out. I'm reconnecting. I'll rejoin. Yeah, sharp. Why do we have a visitor? We have a visitor. Who's coming here? Delivered. Hello?
Hi.
I should be back in. Yeah, sorry, I was just kicked out. The Wi-Fi in this place, Trifina knows, it's just on and off. But anyway, I'm back sharing my screen. So you guys can, okay, I'm not sharing my screen. You can't see it because I just rejoined the meeting. So let me reshare my screen again. Sorry about that. So you should be able to see my screen now.
Yes, you can.
Okay, so let me just go where I was before we were kicked, before this happened. So we were on this page. You guys remember this page, right? And I remember saying
Yes.
that you will come to this, you know, like when you get started, this appointment date will not be set. You as a HR have to set it, or Trifina has to set it as a person that employed the people. You just click there.
Better on that note, I just sent Savelo the summary. Savelo, you have the summary of the payroll,
Yeah.
joining dates and everything.
Okay.
Yes.
It's on that Excel.
Then you
and
can
yeah,
set
you have
this
the,
date.
yeah.
So when you click on that button, it takes you to their detailed page. So this is the initial detailed page of the employee. You can see all of the information, ID number, whatever. But you only see this if
Yeah.
they've entered it on their side from the personal app. So If the person didn't enter that information, you will not see it here, which means you will see none or blank, and you just have to prompt them to do it. So you just have to like maybe send them an email, call them and say, guy, hey, no, Daniel, please remember to set your HR file and set your HR information. So sorry about that. So once they've done it, you'll be able to see it here. You can also see their leave balance. Okay, so when you get started for the first time, you'll be able to set their initial credit. This is because some people start using the app and maybe they already had accumulated leave, you know, and it's not included in the app. So the first time you come here, you'll see this red button and you can just set the initial balance of leave. Let's say they had like 10 days leave already before you started using Skhokho, so you can like credit them those days. But if this is not necessary, you can just like put zeros and then it will not you know, add anything to their initial credit, and then you can just like save it, and then you know, it will just start counting from that day going forward. Every month, you know, the leave that they accumulate will be added to their thing. And so the other thing I wanted to mention is the leave system. So Skhokho has got a leave management system built in, which means that as a company, you can decide how much leave you are accumulating on a monthly basis for the employees. So they legally, I think it's like 1.2 a month or whatever. You can decide what that number is, and then you can set it on the system. So if you come here under HR app again, at the top there where it says HR settings, you just click there, and over here you can decide what is the default number of leave that must be added every month to the person's account. So you can say, okay, in our company, vacation leave is going to be 2 or it's going to be 1.5, whatever it is. It means that every month 1.5 will be added to the person's account. So every month it will be added as their leave accumulates. You can say sick leave, whatever it is according to the law. Maybe it's 2, I don't know. You can decide family leave, you can leave that. It's up to you. But whatever number you set here, every month when you run payroll, that number is added into their leave balance, which means that, you know, their leave will accumulate by that number every month, so that, you know, you can know how much leave they've got, so that you don't have to edit manually yourself. So you just say edit HR settings there, and then those numbers are going to be saved for you. And then the other thing is your company address is important. You must set your company address here, because this is the address which is going to show on their payslip, because you can also print payslips from here. So you can set your company address, you know, whatever it is, 14, what is it, workshop 17, you can set your address here. This address is going to be reflected on all the company information on HR side, whether it's a payslip of the employee or whatever it is. This is where you're going to set that address. So now I've shown you the HR file. Okay, so if you go back to the employee records over here, we added this column with the last update. You can see the completeness is a percentage there. This shows you how complete their profile is. So you want this number to be 100%. So if you come here and you see this person is 25%, it means this person has only completed 25% of their profile. So you need to like call them and say, hey guys, hey, whoever it is, Catherine, go update your profile to be 100%, because this information that they're updating is this information here. So you see this one, they haven't added their ID number, their phone number. This stuff is not there. So when they print out their payslip, it's not going to have that information, and you want it to be complete. So you're going to check it on this table there, and then you tell them to complete it, and then they can complete their stuff, their HR things. So what's the other part I wanted to cover? Payroll. I know the HR includes a lot of things. This is just employee records. We also assist with payroll, and then the other part is like, I know we are going to include performance management, but it's done in a different way, and I'm not going to cover that here today. We're just going to do the HR records and the payroll records. So for the payroll records, you go to HR app. Right underneath employee records is payroll records. So you click that one there. And underneath here, for every employee, obviously their salary and all of that is set here on the system. So the first thing is your payroll date. You need to decide what your payroll date is. So if you choose a payroll date, it means that on that date every month, the system will create a new payslip for them. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So yes, so what you do
Yeah.
is that back in the HR app under the HR settings, where I was showing you where you do the leave balance, at the top there, you can choose a date. So you can say which date it is, and maybe Trifina will be the one to choose the date. I don't know. So in my case, it's the 25th. I've chosen the 25th, and then you save this number. It means that every day on the every month on the 25th, the system should automatically create payslips for everybody in the organization. But that only happens if you have completed the payroll section. So if you come to the payroll records here, let's say each and every single person here, you're gonna need to decide what their package is, like their cost to company. So you're gonna go under details there, and then you need to decide, or Trifina is gonna set what is their salary. You put their salary there. So let's say they earn, I don't know, 10,000 rands. You put that number there. And then you here is only if there are deductions to their payslip, but usually there shouldn't be, unless if there's a legal reason why you shouldn't be deducting money from people's payslip. But we just have that functionality available. So once you've decided what their basic salary is, you're gonna add the benefits, right? Like maybe you're giving them a car allowance, or you're giving them a travel allowance, whatever it is. Those are benefits over above the basic salary. So you're going to decide what those benefits are. Remember, you've got taxable and non-taxable benefits. So, and they're not the same. So something like a car allowance is taxable, and then something like a provident fund is non-taxable. So you need to obviously consult your accountant to figure out which ones are taxable, which ones are non-taxable, and then you're going to add them here. So if it's taxable, you're going to put it in there and say, I don't know, you're going to give this person a car allowance. And whatever the amount is, let's say it's like, I don't know, 2,000 rands, and then you're going to decide if it's taxable or not. Car allowance is definitely taxable, so you're going to click it and say add benefit. So then that benefit gets added there, and if all the benefits you want to give the person, you add them there, the non-taxable will be added there, and then it will calculate for you your cost to company automatically. So the cost to company, in the background, we are using the SARS tax table, so we've got all of that calculated for you based on the 2021. So every year we'll update it on the latest one, so it will calculate for you what that person's tax should be, and the UIF for that person based on the tax on the SARS tables, the latest ones. So this person that's earning 3.5, for example, their tax should be 0 because they're below the tax threshold. But if you had increased this number to like 10,000 rands, for example, and you update this information, you will see that the tax is now 850. So this tax is calculated in the background based on the tax brackets from SARS, just for South Africa. And once you've done all of that, you can also then open this view mock payslip just to make sure everything is correct. Then you can see, okay, you can see what the payslip is going to look like, because I know sometimes when you're doing like a payroll, you need to have an understanding. So if that person has entered their personal information, it will show here. This information is the stuff that they've entered on their app. If they haven't entered it, it will be 0. So you must remind them to enter that information. Your company address that I told you guys, you must do the company address. It shows at the top, the pay date. You can see the earnings as you describe them, the deductions, the leave days. So this is what their payslip will look like, your company logo. So you can have an idea of what the payslip will look like before you finalize this. You only have to do this once, or every time you change the person's package. You don't have to do it every month. So at the beginning, once the package is set, you come here, you make sure everything is correct. You check their salary, you check their deductions. You can even do your own manual tax calculation if you don't trust our system, and you can go and check it, because we have the ability to, I think the South African doesn't allow you, because we know that our calculations are right. So you can't actually edit the tax calculation. But once you've done that, then you go back to payroll records. You make sure you've added everyone's salary properly. Then you make sure you've set the payroll date, and then you just leave it. So every month the system will do it automatically for you. It will go, on the 25th day of the month, it will produce the payslip based on the payroll that you've selected there. It will make sure when they go to their personal app, so everyone has a personal app. When they go to My Payslips, they will be able to see their payslip every month. Their payslip will show here, so you don't actually have to manually produce it and manually email it to them. They'll get an email from the system, and they can just come here and view their payslip every month. If they need a 3-month payslip for, I don't know, a loan application, they can come here and print the last 3 months. So this one helps you in that sense. As an HR person, the only thing you really have to do is to make sure that the employee records are correct, and then you make sure that the payroll records are correct. You make sure that the date is set. That's it. If you want to run it manually, let's say for some reason, like I have some glitches in some cases, it doesn't run automatically on this day. Maybe something happened and it didn't run. You can also do it manually, so you can come here and you don't have to set the date here. You can just manually run the payroll. Every time you want to run it, you just press this button. When you press the button to run payroll, the button to run payroll, what happens is it creates the payslips and it emails the payslips to the guys. And it also, the other thing it does in the background is we have an accounting app. So the accounting is connected to the HR. So when you do run payroll, the payroll cost gets included inside of the accounting app costs. So that as a company, when you have your expenses and your revenue, your payroll expenses gets included as an expense for your accounting, so that you know how much money you're spending on payroll. That gets added automatically. So every time you run payroll, these numbers get added up and they get deducted in the accounting app as an expense for your business. So that you can keep track of how much money you're actually spending. So you don't need to see the accounting app because you won't see it from the payroll side. But Trifina, when you come to the expenses here, you can see all the expenses your business has. The payroll expenses, these ones they are added automatically every time you run payroll, because they are an expense for your business. So that when you come here and you're looking at your accounting dashboard, for example, and you want to see how much money that's coming in, how much money that's going out, the payrolls is added in the expenses as an expense, so that you can keep track of it. And if you have an invoice, you add it in here and it shows that as a revenue. And other expenses, every time you spend something on, whatever, every time you buy, all the fees, your charges, you add them. And then at the end of the day, you can see whether you're making money, losing money. That happens on the accounting app. But the HR guys don't have to worry about it. The only reason I'm mentioning it here is that be careful. If you press this button by mistake and it ran payroll twice, make sure you come and you remove those expenses, because maybe it will, over account the expenses, because that happens in the background. Even though you don't see it on the HR side, the guys on the accounting side will see it. Okay, does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, is that going to be useful for you?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, because you're an HR professional. I actually haven't done this to an HR professional before. I'm not sure if this is something that would make sense or be useful in helping you in your HR management.
Yeah, it actually makes sense. And however, I've got a question for you as you were explaining. Ne?
Yes.
In a situation where maybe like an employee did not complete all the details, ne?
Yes.
And then the payroll runs and the payslip is populated. Now, will it allow the system? Will the system continue to print the payslip without all the details?
Yes. Yes.
Or it will?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And then second question is, on this system, are you able to print payslips?
Yes.
Or you're able to print?
Yes. So you, as the HR person, you can't print the payslip, but the employee. So this person, Catherine Zeta, for example, can print their own payslip. Yes. So if they come here under HR app, under personal, everyone has got this thing called personal app.
Okay.
So that's their own personal space.
Yes, yes.
So they can see their payslips there. So the system will produce the payslip even if they didn't complete the information. And so these are all their payslips.
Okay.
So if they want to see their payslip, they just click on it. Let's say they want this one. You just click on it there, and it shows you this is their payslip. They can just download it there, or print it. So they can just print it and it will download.
So this option is available for the employee to print, not
Yes.
HR to print for them.
No. It's available for the employee to print the payslip themselves. Why?
Oh, okay.
Why would HR want to print the payslip? I don't know if there's a need for it. It's something we can consider as a suggestion. Do you think the HR manager needs to be able to print a payslip?
Okay, it's not always necessary to print. However, remember, I'm just thinking from a point of view when you have employees who don't have access to maybe the app on site or whatever, then it makes it possible for you to print for them and just send their payslips to the site or whatever. Yeah, because remember, not all employees have access to, depending on the type of company we're dealing with. But in this case, I mean, all TriumphantZoe employees have access to computers.
Okay. Now that you've mentioned
Yeah.
it, there is actually an ability to do it. Sorry. There's an ability to do it, but you can't print history. So if you go into the payroll records, remember, the HR can see this, remember, and then you can go into the
Yes.
details. Let's say you go into that person's payroll details over here, where it says
Yeah.
mock payslip there, view payslip. I know it says mock, but actually it is the payslip. So if you click on it,
Okay.
you can, this is their payslip. But
Yeah.
it produces it at the time that you come here. So you can go and see historically. Let's say if the package has increased over time and you wanted to see the payslip 3 months ago, you won't be able to, but you can see live. So if you were printing it like every month on payroll day, you can come here technically and do this for everyone, and then you can print this on the payroll day, because it will print this payslip based on the current payroll information. But on the employee side, under their personal, if they come here under personal payslips, this can be historical, like a payslip that was produced maybe last year in June, maybe they wanted to they can still find it here, because this is gonna be even historical. But on the HR side, maybe you can print it now with the current payroll information today. You can actually output a payslip.
Okay.
Yes. So I think
Understood.
that's sufficient, yeah, because then from the personal side, you've got all the history. If let's say the person's salary changed, the old payslip will remain what it was, and the new ones with the new package will show, and this list will grow. Even 3 years later, if the person has been in the company for 3 years, they can find their payslip from 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes. But yeah, so I think your feedback is definitely welcome, because this is a new software. It's just from this year, created this year, and we made here in South Africa for South Africans. So you just let me know. Your feedback would be greatly appreciated if you use it, and because you're an HR professional, you'll be able to let me know what you think is missing. What you like about it, what doesn't work, what doesn't make sense. You can just give me feedback. That's definitely very welcome. Or the other part, some of the feedback I've already received is HR templates. So that's something we're gonna work on, including templates for things like if you want to have a one-on-one meeting, those kind of templates. We're gonna work on including those things. Yes. So I'll have them under HR templates. That's one of the feedbacks we've received from the other HR people, that put in the templates. So we'll put those in here, and contract templates, stuff like that. That's going to be something we're going to add in the future. But the HR policies, I didn't cover that. HR policies. So all organizations have HR policies, and HR policies are a statutory requirement in some organizations. You have to make sure that the employees have read the policies, and so this system allows you to upload the HR policies of your company. So you can come here as an HR manager, and you can create a new policy there, and you can put the policy name, upload the document, reference number, revision number. If it's revision 1, 2, whatever, you can add all of that information for policies. And then once you add a policy, the employee will see the policies also in their personal app. So when they go to personal app and they see view policies, they will see all the policies which you have added as an HR manager. So they'll be able to see these are all the HR policies for the company. And they can click on a policy there. For example, let's say click this policy. You must upload it as a PDF document, by the way. It only takes PDF. So they'll be able to read the policy on the system. They can read the policy. Once they read the policy, we have added the feature for them to accept the policy, to say, okay, I've read it and I accept this policy, because I know you have to keep record of that the employee has read the policy and the employee has accepted the policy. So they need to accept the policy there. So they click accept policy. Then when they do that, when as an HR manager inside of your HR policy side of the HR app, you will be able to see all the people that have accepted the policy. So let's say you have 10 employees and only 75% have accepted the policy. Then you know who hasn't accepted. You can track and say, oh, 75%, and these are the people that have accepted this policy. So you can call them and say, Daniel, I see you haven't accepted the social media policy, for example. Can you go read it and click that you have accepted it? And then you can see a list of everyone that has accepted the policy. If you click here, it will show you the list of everyone who has signed and accepted the policy, what policy it is. And this is for like auditing records. You can save it. When the auditor comes, you can say, no, the people have read the policies, they've accepted it. These are the records, because these are the kind of things the auditors will look for. It's not enough to just have a policy. You need to have a record of an audit trail of these are the people who accepted it, and this is when they read the policy and so forth and whatever. Then you can prove good. So if someone now broke your social media policy and did something they were not supposed to do, and you're now holding disciplinary, you can say, no, but you've read the policy, you've accepted it. Here's the evidence that you've read the policy. You know what our social media policy is. You broke it, then you can discipline people. But if they haven't read the policy, you actually can't discipline them on that policy, because they can say, no, I never saw that policy. So this is a system of being able to upload your policies and track that people have read them and they've accepted them, and you can follow up here. This is to help you follow up. You can see that only 75% have read this one, no one has read this one. You can call them and say, hey guys, I've got a new policy, you guys go read it and accept, stuff like that, and sign it. Because physically, currently in our previous organizations, they would physically make you sign and attend a register for accepting a policy. And so this one is replacing that. Instead of making people sign a register for accepting a policy, they do it digitally here online, and you can keep the records of policy acceptance.
Yeah, so my question is on that. After everybody, say all the employees have signed the policy, right?
Yes.
Is there anywhere where you can print a document that says that everybody has signed
Yes.
the policy?
Yes.
You know why I asked that? Mm-hmm. Remember, everything that is digital has a disadvantage of, for example, load shedding. Mm-hmm. And you have a case that you have to deal with. So if you have maybe the document on file to say that they have read and understood the policy, then it makes it easy to continue with the daily running, because you just go to the file and say, but you did sign, and life continues while we have load shedding, for example.
So here, before load shedding, and you want to keep records, you still want to keep physical records. I mean, there could be load shedding, but you can access this even on your phone. Remember, you can access this system on your phone. If you come here, where the pictures are, you see where my mouse is.
Yeah.
If you just click on this, you can print this document. Yeah. This document says company social media policy on what not to do with social media. It tells you when the list was created, and then all the names of the people that have signed this policy. So if you want if you want to keep a physical record anyway, this is your physical record. You can download this document, put it in your file.
Yeah.
So these people...
That's what I was talking about. Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So over here, you will see here, no users have accepted. So this one, no one has accepted. Here is only 3 users. And if you click on it, you can see these are the people. If you want to keep a physical file, you can print this one. But this file is always available, by the way. And this Skhokho is available even on a mobile, so you can log in on your phone, and you can print this file in real time anyway. So if your auditor comes now and says, show me everyone that has accepted, even on your phone, you can just log in and click this thing and print this document and show them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, guys. So try it out. Let me know what you think. Like I said, all the feedback is definitely welcome. I'll put my email address here on the chat.
Thanks so much, Betha. Sabelo, I think it was good, ne?
I'm actually enjoying it, because I had trouble going into the system to actually try it out on my own.
Yeah, I've sent you invites. I see you still haven't accepted them. See if you can accept them and just play around with the system there.
Yeah, why I did not accept, ne? It says the email that I got, it's
Yeah.
written invite, so it doesn't have accept button. Instead, it says invite.
Oh, yeah. You click on the link and then you'll be able to join.
Okay, I'll
Is there no
definitely,
link
because I
there?
actually went online. I went online and tried registering.
No, you mustn't
Oh,
register
you have to
yourself.
join through the link.
You mustn't register yourself. If you have
Go through the
already,
link.
have you already
Yes.
registered? You mustn't register yourself, because if you register, you're not going to be connected to Triumphant's company. It will be
Yes.
blank. So you must
Understood,
you must use the
understood.
link. Did you
Yeah.
successfully register?
I don't think so. Because you know what happened? Remember, Trifina, you spoke to Daisy about Skhokho before we came to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when I
Yeah.
went to check it. Yeah, that's when, but now after we met you, then Daisy explained to me that Skhokho was part of basically your company.
Okay.
That's when you
No,
said
you know
yeah.
what? I think you would be able to better. I think somebody can't register with the same email to do different accounts, right?
No.
Is it
no,
possible?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
So what must happen is, because you don't expect someone to be in two organizations at the same time. So what you need to do is that I'll show you the email that you're gonna receive. Ne? If you can still see my screen, ne? Let me just
Yeah.
try and find someone who would have received an invite. There you go. You're gonna receive an email like this. Let me just open this. This is the email you're gonna receive. There's a button that says accept invite. You just click that button. That's it.
Yeah, it says accept invite, but on mine it just says invite. It doesn't say accept invite.
It doesn't matter. Whatever that button says, just click it. Yes.
Click on it. Okay,
Yes.
I'll do that.
Yeah. And then it will take you
Understood.
to a page where you can like set your password.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's it.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen, guys. If I can be excused, I need to rush to my next call. Like I said, I've put my email in the chat box there. Just copy it before you close this meeting, so that you can like email me if there's anything, if you have any issues, like take a screenshot and and send me an email so I can address it quickly.
Okay.